Hello friends, my name is Tawfiq and you're watching my channel Graphics 10. So again, in this video we are going to continue with our Photoshop class, and in this video we will see the text tool, or which is also called as the type tool. So we have a couple of tools in this group which are used for typing text. Firstly, horizontal type tool, which is normally used, and then we have vertical type tool, which is rarely used. So first I will select the horizontal type tool, and there are basically two types of text. First is called as the basic type tool, or the normal type tool, or the open, and the second one is called as the paragraph text. So first tool is very simple. We have to simply click on any document. It can be a new document or it can be any image. So simply click it. So it will show a dummy text, so we can type whatever we want. So let's say I'll type this name of my channel, and we can increase the font size or the font face by selecting the move tool, simply dragging and transforming and pressing enter afterwards. Let me turn on this. Or there is another option. For that we have to open the characters panel, which is over here, and we also need to open, or it's paragraph panel, which is also very useful. So if you don't see these panels over here, we can turn them on from the window menu. We have character panel and we also have the paragraph panel. So first of all, we can also increase the font size from here, as we can see, or when the text tool is active, we can also change the size of the font. We can also change the face of the font, which is font styles. We can choose whatever font we want, but only the installed fonts, the fonts which are installed on your system, those fonts will show in this drop down menu. So we can select whatever font we like. So let's say I'll select, so it will change accordingly, or I can perform the same step by using the character panel from here. It doesn't really matter. It is upon your preference that whether you want to change it from the character panel or the option bar from here or the control panel. So we have the font size, then we have font face, which is font style, and for each style maybe these elements are different. Like if the font has regular, bold, variations, those variations will be shown over here in this drop down menu. Then we have these options, line spacing and so on, that we will see in a moment. Then we have, I will zoom it a little bit, these options, which are, if you want to bold these fonts, we can choose bold. Then we have italic, then we have capitalize, caps lock. If you want to make all the characters in the capital format, then we can choose this option, all caps. Then we have small caps, which what it basically does, it capitalizes all the letters, but the height will remain only the original capital letters. It will be larger in height, and the other characters, they will remain same in the heights, but they will be capitalized. So as you can see, the G was capital from the beginning, that's why it is taller, but all other characters, and also D, all other characters are smaller because they were not capital, they were small. That's why the height remains the same, but it will make all the characters capital. That's why it is called as small caps. Then we have this typical superscript, then we have subscript. What superscript does is, like we use for a square, b square, what you can say, to show power of any character, then we can use this superscript option. So the R is the power of G. Then if we use the subscript, then it will show a base, like in chemistry formula, like H2O is the formula of water, then it will show a bit downward, and we can also change its position by using this particular option over here, baseline shift. We can also use the same property for superscript as well, so I will keep it to 0 for now. Then we have underline. I will turn this off. Then we have underline, and see, if we select only one character, then the underline will be applied to only one character, or whatever characters we select, the underline will be applied to only the selected characters. And if we use the move tool, then it will be applied to whole set of characters like this. Then we have strike through. Strike through is basically a line going in the middle of the characters, which is rarely used these days. This is underline, this is character, strike through. So these are the basic properties. We can also change the color using this panel, whatever color you want. And if you want to add extra options, or you want to add extra properties like shadows and strokes, then we have other options that we will explore in some other video, upcoming video. But for now, these are specific character properties that we are seeing. So we can change the color from here. Then we have horizontal scale, so we can change the horizontal scales, so it basically stretches the text. So we don't want to stretch it too much, so I'll keep it to 100. Then we have the height, which is called as the vertical scale, which again I will keep it to 100 to keep it simple. We can do the same things by using the move tool and dragging, and for doing that you have to press and hold the shift button. Then you can also change the vertical scale and the horizontal scale, but remember we have to press the shift button only if you are using Photoshop 2019 or above version, because in the older versions like Photoshop 2018 we don't have to press and hold the shift button for doing this. But since 2019 and newer versions, we have to press and hold the shift mouse button if we want to change the proportion of the any object or text in this particular matter. So these are the basic properties. Now, as I said earlier, this is the first type of text. Second type of text is a paragraph text. So we have to simply draw a rectangle, so it will create a paragraph text. So the text won't go beyond this particular paragraph or the rectangle that I have drawn. So presently it's center aligned, so I can change the alignment from here, or we have similar properties in the paragraph panel, so we can choose it to left, center, right, or these are the different justify options. Justify last left, so what it does is it justifies the entire text, but the last line which is on the left, which has ended early, it keeps it at the left. But if you choose the other option, the second option, it will keep it at the center, and if we choose it the third option, then it will keep the last line at the right of the frame, the text frame, if you will. And then we have the last option, which is rarely used. Again, it is called as justify all, so it will give you a weird spacing to the last line if the text is very little in the last line. What I mean by text is very little, so if I write down anything, so this won't look that weird because we are almost near to the end of the line, so this won't look that much weird. But if the text, we have only small amount of text in the last line, then it will look weird if we apply this justify all option. So it is rarely used. Usually this justify left option is used. Then we have these options for margins. If I choose this left indent, then it will keep a margin at the left. Let's say I choose maybe 20. then it will apply this 20 margin to the left. If I choose to the right, this is the right margin, 20, so it will choose 20, keep rather 20 margin at the right end. Then we have this next option, indent first line. It will change the indent or margin of the first line. Then we have some other options like add space before paragraph. So if you are working in multiple paragraph, then it will change the distance between the paragraphs, and this is after paragraph. So let's say we will see, I will decrease the font size a little bit. I will keep it to 0, this one, left and right margin 0, and I will decrease the font, let's say to, no, this is wrong, this is the line, font size, yes, what's wrong? Okay, this looks better. So this is one paragraph, so I'll Control S, select all, Control C, then I will press enter to go to the next paragraph. I will press Control V to paste it. Again I will go to the next paragraph, and then I will press Control V. So whenever I press enter, the a new paragraph is being created. So if I change the values from here, then you can see these are the before paragraph values. I'll keep it to 0, and these will be the after paragraph values. So after the paragraph it will change the values. So these are very basic properties. Then we have in the character panel itself, we have the line spacing. If you want to change the line spacing, I will zoom it a little bit so that you can see properly. Why is it not zooming in? I am not sure. Okay, this looks good. So if I want to change the line spacing, we can decrease the line spacing, and we can also increase the line spacing as per our requirement. And if you want default for line spacing, then we can keep it to auto. Then we also have the character spacing. If you want to change the spacing between the characters, you can choose this option, so it will change the character spacing. Usually it is set to 0, and if you want different spacing in different characters, then we can simply select particular characters and we can simply change the character spacing. As you can see, this spacing is changed. Look, these the spacing between this particular section is the same, but I have changed the spacing between these two characters because I had selected these particular characters. So you can use, like, let's say I want to change the spacing between these characters. So this is also called as a kerning. If you want to change the character spacing of particular characters, if I don't want that, I can simply select them back and keep it to 0. Again, select these two, then keep it to 0, but it is as per our requirement. Let's say if I want to, let's say this is a photographic firm and I want to, graphics photography is my company, so that is where the character spacing comes in handy. Let's say photography. I will change the color. For example, it's not necessary to change the color, and I don't want to increase the font size too much, but I want to make it as wide as this graphics text. Then I can use this character spacing option and make it wider. Keep it to left so it will be easier for me. Character Yeah, this looks good. So this looks a bit better, I would say. So for this particular option, if you want to make it as wide as the larger text, but if you don't want to increase the font size too much, then you can use the character spacing option. So these are the basic text properties. We also have some other properties, like if you want to add some effect to this text, then we have, if you select the text tool or the type tool, then we have some properties over here. We can add warp text. For example, if we choose arc, then you can add properties of an arc. You can also use this vertical option. We can make it like this, like this. Simply type it over here. So this is what we can do with those particular options. And if you don't want that, then we can turn it off at any point of time, but we have to select this layer first. Only after that we can turn it off, the option none. It will be back to normal. Then if you want some other options, then we can also add some other options. These are pretty simple to understand. We have to only change the value from here, from these sliders. Then you will understand that what changes are occurring. So I will keep it to, let's say I'll keep it to this thing. This was looking good actually, the arc, the latest one. So this was looking pretty good. So these are the basic text properties. We also have some properties which are not like specified particularly to text. We can use it to any layer, like shadow properties or stroke properties. That we will see in the video when we discuss the layers options or the blending options. So these are the basic text properties that we can use to make attractive text, or we can use the text for suitable images. The text is as important as any other graphic that we create in Photoshop. If the text is not suitable to your design, then it will, it won't look that good. So it is very important. It's very important to choose like matching text and color combination to the text when creating any graphics in Photoshop. So I think that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye and cheers.